All right, so this is what I'm talking about. If you have your course set up like you should with a master and some derivatives being your different classes, A day and B day. If you look at the course editor, um, if you have it set up like you should in course settings, the grading periods are in 6 weeks, right? So all of the work that the students did in the first 6 weeks, second 6 weeks, third and fourth, so on and so forth, are reflected in the folders that you created. So if you want to look at mine, it defaults to the first 6 weeks. So if I look at, my first or second 6 weeks file, if I look at that, it says it's in the second 6 weeks, right? So all of the assignments in second 6 weeks are in that grading period, so on and so forth, in that. But here's the problem: when you go to, let's say your grade book, it defaults to first 6 weeks all the time. No matter what you do or what order you put them in, it always says first 6 weeks, which doesn't sound like too big of an issue, right? But if you go, okay, I want fifth 6 weeks because that's what we're doing right now, and I want to go and look at all of my students, right? Oh yeah, so let me just look at this student right here. Well, guess what? I have to go and click that every single time. I have to do that for all of the students multiple times. So, that doesn't sound like too big of a deal, but when you're doing it for every student, for every single screen, for everything, it really, really just slows everything down, and I hate that. So what I did was I go into my course editor right here, course settings, and I just turn this off. I just turn that off, right? No need for it. I'm gonna save that. So in my master, I turn that off. Now it doesn't use, first through 6 weeks. As you can see, there's no grading periods. Everything is just like sort of on one thing, right? But there's another problem with that, because now all of the grades that the student has ever made from the first day of school to now is now averaged together. You don't want that, because that's not how we do grades. We don't calculate it like that. It's not cumulative. So what you have to do is, the solution is pretty simple. All you do is you go in the grade book and you go in the course editor and you just delete, and make sure you're in the derivative. So here's my B day, and I'm just gonna delete first through 4, 6. I'm just gonna delete them, right? So that's not a huge deal. You don't have to be afraid, because one, they're in your master that you copied when you made it, and they're in that original master that you copied from. So I'm gonna delete third as well. So I'm gonna delete this, delete that. So I deleted third, and now I'm gonna delete fourth, delete fourth. Boom. So now all we have is my fifth 6 weeks assignments. So all of these assignments, and then these aren't assignments that have been assigned. So no grades in there to muck things up. Now all I have to do is go and check out what's going on. So I've already set up my A day to be like this. There is no grading period. So if I just click students, I see this is the score that they've made on all the assignments that exist, which is just in this grading period. And now I don't have to keep clicking that button a million times for every single student. It's like 3 times you have to click that for every student. So it takes 3 times as long to do everything until they fix that, and I hope they do. I told NewTek about it. This is how I'm gonna do it. The only drawback is you can't go back and see like what you did in the first 6 weeks or the seconds, but really that's not a huge issue. Like for my course, what you do in the first 6 weeks has no bearing on what you do in the second, third, fourth, fifth, or sixth, or whatever. You don't have to go back and look at anything. So your grades are already saved on on PowerSchool. So this seems to be a good solution. If it works for you, go and use it. If you have any questions, let me know. But this is going to speed up everything for me. So I don't have to keep clicking that a million times. I can just go check out and see what Eileen's doing. Now, you know, I can see all of her grades, I can see her activity, and I don't have to keep clicking finding the grading period, which again takes a huge amount of time, even though it doesn't sound like it. It just, all those button presses sucks. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. Hit like and subscribe. Thanks.